Hey guys, it's a bit small here with What Did Deku Do in Adventures Part 2. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or also check out my other channels in the description below or at the end of the video. But now that I've told you this, let's start the video. So Deku's currently sitting Thor something, but his word like oh might and Thor says he sounds like a mighty one. Then Jarvis tells him that he believes somebody is tampering with the system. So Deku and Thor agree to patrol the area. But then Hulk walks in. So Deku asks if he wants to join them. But Hulk responds with, "Don't look down on me, you puny human." Deku says, "I'm looking down on you, Hulk." But Hulk responds with, "You feel bad for me. You want to help me. But I don't need your help. I'm the strongest there is." Deku responds with, "Calm down, Kachan." Hulk growls and says his name isn't Kachan. And he walks away, saying, "He quits." That's when Thor asks why he called him that. But Deku just responds with, "Because he was acting like an old friend." Deku then remembers how Kachan will be screaming, saying, "Don't look down on me, Deku, because I'm the strongest out of all your extras." But then Jarvis says that Pepper Potts is calling. She asks, "What's the deal with the Hulk quitting?" But she then tells Thor and Deku to get him back. But Thor asks, "Why?" But Deku says, "Because he's our teammate," and Pepper says, "Because he is currently in a mood, he could destroy the city," and they respond for it. So Deku and Thor soon leaves. But as Deku and Thor are like, for Thor's flying, Deku's jumping, they find Hulk. As they land, Thor tells Hulk that he needs to go back to the tower, but Hulk just walks past him. As Thor tries to stop Hulk, Hulk punches him, sending him flying. That's when Deku gets in front of him and tells him, "Calm down, buddy." But then Thor charges at him. That's when Deku tells Thor to stop fighting. But Hulk just knocks Thor into a park and they keep on fighting. But as they keep on fighting, Deku's trying to stop them, but after a while, Wasp arrives and asks, "What's going on?" That's when Deku says that that Hulk went on an angry rock and he punched Thor and Thor punched back. Now they're fighting. Wasp tells him that nobody's gonna hurt him and he needs to calm down, but then Thor punches him instead of flying. Which makes Wasp ask, "Well, what is he doing?" Then Iron Man arrives and tries to stop Hulk. Then he realizes something's off. Before he can tell Hulk, the Hulk grabs his head and throws him away. But as Deku goes to help Iron Man, he told him that something's affecting him, like something's on his head. That's when Iron Man sees Thor's hammer. Says the same thing that's affecting him is on your armor, hammer. But technically armor too. And then Thor says, "It's star magic, that he's been enchanted." Then Deku says, "Why did it have to be magic?" As the Hulk charges at them, Ant-Man grabs him in his giant form. And asks if this is a trust building exercise. But he soon gets flipped over by Hulk, but as the Hulk jumps and lands on Ant-Man, before he can smash both Iron Man and Thor charges at him. Sadly, they get knocked back. When Deku charges at his legs, it makes him fall over. But he lands on Ant-Man's shoulder, then throws Deku so hard at Ant-Man's face, knocks him down. That's when he sees Wasp shooting lasers at him. But as soon as he sees her, he smashes her by clapping, and then grabs her and gets ready to smash her. Before he can, he stops, and instead he comes away. But soon he asks if everybody's okay. An axe is thrown into his chest. That's when Deku screams, "Iron Man!" That's when Deku sees the lady in green, that giant guy with an axe. That's when Thor gets shot with a laser and electrocuted when he tries to pick up his hammer. That's when Thor asks, "How dare she attack them, Enchantress?" And then Tony asks if they know them. Thor says yes, because they are the Enchantress and Executioner, and they are Asgardians. Thor then asks why is she here, but the Enchantress says that since she loves Midgard so much, they thought coming down here and see what the fuss is about. And she then shoots a beam at Thor, but Deku knows Thor can himself, so he helps Wasp fight the Executioner by tackling him. As the Wasp shoots him a couple times, but then he gets kicked off, but he's caught by Ant-Man. Then the Executioner throws a fire blast at him and knocks him down, and makes him shrink him somehow. But as the Wasp tries to ask Cody for help, he gets captured by the Enchantress. Deku is tied to the wall by the Enchantress magic, but as the Executioner pushes Ant-Man down, he gets ready to take his head. because Enchantress asked for his head. But before the execution can take his head, something happened to Deku. He reaches his hand out and it turns black, for a dozen black whips appear. But as Walls asks what's going on, she and Enchantress get knocked back. That's when she realizes Deku's not in control. When Enchantress gets up, she says that this kid is interesting, but she tries to attack him. The signature gets grabbed by the black whips and thrown into the kitchen entrance. But as Thor tells him to calm down, he gets knocked back. So no Wasp asks if this is magic, but Thor says no. But that's when he summons lightning. Wasp tells him they can't hurt him that bad, but he says it wasn't for him. That's when Tony gets up after getting recharged. That's when Wasp asks what's going on. That's when Tony starts shooting his beam and dodging. Wasp saying he thinks it's his power. Before getting hit by a whip. As he gets up, he explains that usually when he sees him, uses his power, he creates an energy wave. But from the looks of it, looks like his energy wave is either gained or gain a new part, or it's being used differently. And he can't handle it. That's when Ant-Man says, didn't he say his power is so strong, he has to hold back because his body might not be able to handle it, and he might break a bone? Then he sees a whip coming at him. Before it hits him, he shrinks and dodges. That's when Wasp asks, what do we do? He responds with that usually his limit is breaking bones, so break his bones. Wasp says, we can't do that. And he says, we either have to subdue him or wait it out. But what you don't know is that Deku's saying something. Well, he isn't seeing any of this, but he's currently seeing 8 people in like a line. And one even looks like All Might. But he looks around, there's a voice he hears he needs to go home and train to defeat him. But he also hears that these words that he needs to help. But another voice says that this world has heroes as well. But then Deku's vision starts getting greener, or something. And then a voice say, we need to destroy the heroes. As then Deku's real body starts attacking the avengers. But that's when Deku realizes something. He's being controlled by the Enchantress. That's when he sees the Enchantress using her magic on him. She says, whatever you are, you're way better than that beast, and much easier to control. But as Deku sees those, he loses full control, and black whips grow so much that his body is completely covered. But as this is happening, Deku's asking, help! That's when he hears, nobody controls Hulk's friends! We're getting punched so hard that some of the whips disappear. Before he loses control again, he remembers the fight with Shinso during a sports whistle, how he snapped out his mind control by breaking his fingers. So he does the same thing. He snaps his finger and creates a small shockwave, and that was just a peak. That's him get control. Before he loses full control, before he gets rid of all Enchantress control, he hears some words. He hears, "Help these heroes become this world's symbol." But that's when Deku does something completely different. He gets up and grabs a bunch of trees with his black whips and throws them at Enchantress, knocking her back. But as she gets thrown, she gets capped by the signature. And as the tree was charged at her, the signature saves her by creating a portal and leaving. But Deku falls to the floor and man asks, "What was that about?" They're saying, "Old enemies from Asgard." Deku saying, "I have yet to master my power." But as Boss helps Deku up and looks at his broken fingers, she asks, "What was that all about, Deku?" Deku says, he tells him later. He then asks if Hulk's okay. Hulk just grunts and begins to walk away. Where's the mighty Hulk going? But Hulk says, nothing's changed. They all saw him as a monster. The only one who didn't see him as a monster was Deku. But he just sees him as somebody that needs hope. And you're no better than S.H.I.E.L.D. And the only difference is they tell the truth. But before Hulk leaves, Deku says, "You kind of remind me of a friend." Then Hulk asks, "Who?" And Deku says, his friend was named Kachan. Kachan was violent, mean, had a giant ego, and even said he was the strongest there is. But even he realized that he needs to be better and work with people if he wanted to truly become a hero. He says, and he also knows how it feels like to think that nobody is on your side. When Hulk zooms and says, "You don't understand." He says, "Try living in a world where most everybody has powers except for you." Then Wasp asked what he meant. He says, that in this world 8% of the people have powers, but the powerless 20% suffer. Every day he would go to school and get bullied and beaten because he didn't have a power. Every day he was told he couldn't be anything. He couldn't become a teacher. His students wouldn't respect him. He couldn't become a cop. Nobody would listen to him. He couldn't become a doctor because people only asked for people with healing quirks. He couldn't become a hero because he would just get himself killed. For goodness sake, his childhood friend even told him to kill himself or take a swan dive off the roof, in his words, and pray he get a power in the next life. Instead of getting in trouble, he gets praised for his strong power. One day, I lost control of my body and went to a fight to save somebody that tormented me for years. Because of this, for the first time in 10 years, someone besides his mom believed in him. He could believe he could become a hero. And even though I'm no longer in my world, I promised that person that believed in me that I would use his power that he gave me and save everybody with a smile. But as Hulk hears this, he turns around and says he believes Deku could become a hero before jumping away. And as Tony says that he wasn't expecting this today, and man goes up to Deku and asks if everything's okay as they're flying home. And if everything he said was true, Deku just says stay silent. Then Emma says that if he likes, maybe he can go to his world one day and prove that anybody can become a hero. Mama says, Anime show someone says, but we're at it, we can also get back at those bullies. But to get home, Tony asks, what are the whips, by the way? Deku says that his power was given him by his teacher, and also given by his teacher, and the one that believed in him. And the powers are hard to explain. They're given to people. That's when Thor says that his powers were passed down. Deku says yes. But he says that a couple of days ago, before he was sent here, he saw a group of people in the stream. He saw those people again. When he used those black whips, this time it was the word better. Like there was 8 people, and 2 of them was his teacher and his teacher's teacher. And Deku says, he thinks it's the bad users of his power. That's when he asks if they said anything. So Deku says that they ask him to help you become the symbol of peace. Then Wasp asks, what's the symbol? That's when Deku says, the symbol of peace. But what Deku doesn't know, that somebody is currently in his room, but we can't see him because it's too dark, it's only that light. But this figure grabs a picture of Deku and his classmates and looks at them. But now we cut back to Deku's world. We see Yurika and Levi putting up missing posters of Deku, but then they see Kacha and they ask him to help. But Kacha says, buzz off! And Yurika says, don't you feel bad? Deku's been missing for almost 2 weeks. But Kacha just coughs and says that Deku may be a damn nerd. We can tell that damn bastard isn't in trouble. But he starts walking off. This is one of the pictures that they put up fell on the floor. Can't speak. But as he picks it up, he puts it back in the window. He starts leaving and says, hurry up you nerd and come back. But guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. Before I leave, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and check out my other channels at the end of the video or in the description below. Then you go beyond plus ultra.